Welcome to the podcast no one asked for.
I'm Sienna.
I'm Morgan, and you're listening to
Our Untitled Podcast.
We are your hostess with the mostest.
The mostest. This is our very first episode.
We're making a podcast, people.
Yeah,
It's
doing
happening.
this. We are making moves.
Like, it's an idea. It bloomed. And
It
now we're here.
blossomed. We will discuss how that happened. Well,
Okay.
Why
so,
are we making one?
Why are we making one? Well, I had thought about doing one for a while, because I enjoyed, like, I've really been interested in a lot of, like, YouTube channels that have, like, commentary over, like, movies and TV shows. Like, those are, like, some of my favorite. I love people's reactions to things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would watch a lot of those, and then I found a podcast, like I said, about Dawson's Creek. It was commentary, and I really loved, like, commentary kinds. And I was like, I mean, I could do commentary, but I could also, like, talk about different things. And so I was like, well, I don't want to do it alone. So I was like, I was like, maybe Sienna, but I'm like, I don't think she'd be into that. No. I'm like, I don't think so.
Then, back in January, my birthday is January 22nd. You can send your gifts
Happy birthday!
for 2020 in advance. I'll have, like, a registry made. But, I had, like, a birthday dinner, like I kind of always do with my friends. And we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, B-Dubs, the place to be.
I could have never been there.
That is true.
More on this later. I drove the highway to get there, and I'm 19 years old. I'm 20 years old. I'm 20 years old. Hold on. At the time, I was 19 years old.
Yeah, true. I'm 2 weeks older than Morgan. Fun fact.
But I never driven the highway, and I had to learn in like a day. And I had a freaking panic attack getting there.
The dedication to get to my
But I was like,
dinner.
of course I'm going to my best friend's birthday party. I'm not missing it, so I made it there.
I feel like if you didn't show up, this probably just would have been delayed. By, honestly, a couple months.
It's just like, we were just, because you. Well,
yeah, because the thing is, like, I got really into podcasts in January, and I kept thinking, I want to make one. I want to do this too. It seems so fun. But I was like, is this just a phase because I'm getting into podcasts now? Or is this legit? So I let it sit for a couple weeks. And I kept brainstorming, and I was, like, getting hyped up about something that wasn't even real. And then I was like, well, I don't want to do this by myself. Like, it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah.
Who would I do a podcast with? I wonder.
Who's your only best friend that's still in town?
True.
Shade. Sorry. Love you, Sydney.
Yes, we love you, Sydney George. But anyway, so I was like, would Morgan want to do this? Does she even listen to podcasts? Because we've never, like, talked about it before.
No, we haven't.
I don't know if she'll want to do it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, literally exactly the same thing where we were like, is this? Yeah.
We were very unconfident in how the other person would
I
feel
know.
about it. And now we're just like, why didn't we do it before?
I know.
We were so scared.
But cut to my birthday dinner. Morgan and I are sitting next to each other, as always. What else is new? And I think we started talking about podcasts, I believe. It got brought up, and then we were, like, sharing podcasts we listened to, like, entertainment ones, true crime ones.
Basically what we just all said.
Yeah. Then, I forget, do you remember who mentioned making a podcast first? Was it me?
I don't really remember clearly.
I'm just gonna say me. I feel like it was me.
I feel like you were talking about, like, you were talking about something like,
I feel like then I said,
podcast,
you know what would be a crazy idea?
I was like, and then I was like, dude.
Yeah, I basically.
No kidding, I was thinking the same thing.
I pretty much told Morgan it'd be really cool if I made a podcast, but it'd be even cooler if I did it with you. And then Morgan, like, stared at me for 2 seconds without saying anything, and I was like, crap, I just ruined
our friendship.
I creeped her out. Too soon, like, we weren't there yet. I've known you for 9 years.
It's like a relationship. It's like,
I know.
I don't trust you yet.
But then Morgan was like, she kind of said in a low voice, "You're kidding." I was like,
which is rare for me because I don't speak very low, as you will continue to see on this podcast.
Man, Morgan's laugh is the loudest thing you'll ever hear.
You'll hear it multiple times, especially coming up.
But that's how, like, it got brought up. And then we started brainstorming off each other of what it would be: life, entertainment, true crime.
Things we all, basically, all of our conversations.
Yeah. It was basically pretty much ironic how our vision was the same, I guess, and that we both thought the idea at the exact same time.
Because we have all those similar interests and really like that.
And that we chose each other to do a podcast with.
Yeah.
So, what are the odds?
I mean, would you not do it with your best friend?
Very true.
It's like, don't do business with your best friend, but do business.
Make a podcast with them is what we're trying to say.
Basically.
But then we have a conversation.
We have a conversation at the dinner.
Yeah.
A pretty, like, brief one, but to the point where I spent most of the rest of the dinner paying attention to everybody else, but also being on my
Yeah.
phone and looking up
I
equipment.
know, I remember that.
I was just like, she's like, you're like, look at it later. I'm
we
like, no, I'm too
completely,
excited.
like, isolated from my own birthday dinner to talk about a podcast.
I was like, dude, I got way too hyped
I
about it. I'm like,
know.
no, I need to.
And then we started asking people, like, would you listen to our podcast?
Yeah.
Got a couple no's, honestly.
Who said no?
But the ideas were shared, and here we are. Then, like, what was it? 2 days later, we met up at Stinger's.
Yeah.
Stinger's Coffee. Not only to get coffee. Well, I got coffee. 'Cause
I
you
don't like coffee.
Yeah.
I got a smoothie.
Dang. Wonder what that's like.
I can't drink coffee. I don't like the taste of it, but also I feel like I already have enough energy as it is.
Okay, very true.
I don't think I need extra.
But
it's like me and never drinking. I can have fun without it.
that is true. But then we met up and we had like our first meeting a couple days later.
Yeah.
And we've met since then like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And
so
now we're here. So it's been
text back and forth about information.
uh-huh.
I've been working on equipment and everything like that.
coming
and
up with designs for our Instagram
yes, our Instagram
at what?
our Untitled Pod,
Mhm.
which is untitled without the E.
Yes. And then pod, P-O-D.
P-O-D, yeah, basically.
Please follow us.
We'll do a lot of stuff on there. It's fun
Yeah.
to see.
Gonna post some cool designs.
Graphics by
and
Sienna.
Hey, get you a girl that can do the most.
Because I'm doing all the equipment and all the technical stuff, and she's doing the design stuff. I took graphic design in high
Mhm.
school. I don't remember a single bit of it. You're actually working in it daily, so you
Mhm.
remember it better. I don't have that talent. Also, I'm not that creative. I'm creative in some
Dang.
aspects, but not very good with stuff like that. Because she came up with our logo and our cover, and it's amazing.
Dang, hype me up.
Dude, this girl's a
All right,
photographer.
okay.
Photographer here, dude. We have so many good photos from a photo shoot we did.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
thank you, Brianna, for helping
Yes.
us.
It was freezing outside
It
when we
was.
did it, but it was so much fun. Like I could
I
barely,
love them all.
like my nose. You've probably seen some of them are like red. I'm just like,
I
stay
know.
warm.
We really did that. But now it's been a month and a half of
Right.
planning.
Yeah, and now we're here.
It's time. We're
Literally
filming
right
this.
now, as we are talking, as you're probably listening to this. Well, when you're listening to this, we're not doing this, but
Yeah, we're
right now
pre-filming.
we are in my room. I'm home alone for the rest of the night. Everybody's out of town, so fun.
Perfect timing for us to just
Perfect
scream.
timing for us to scream and have fun. But yeah, so a little bit about us if you don't know us personally,
Mhm.
or if you know us but don't know a little too much.
Yeah.
We're both 20 years old.
20. I'm 2 weeks older than Morgan, stating that yet again.
She's January 22nd. I'm February 7th.
We are in school.
Yep.
Go
local,
Durs.
local college.
Yeah. My degree is in media production. Well, it's like media arts or something, and then the focus is media production. But I just say media production.
I think mine is
because-
still just I don't know. I don't think I have a focus. Mine's media production as well.
Yeah. Then it's the same.
Yeah, I've changed mine art. That's my
Oh.
4th time changing it.
Oh, true. But how did we meet though? We met back in 6th grade.
6th grade.
The first day of school, because okay, school's London, year-round school, whatever.
Yes.
When did you start going there?
I started going there halfway through 4th grade because I went to a small private school.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, I came from a private
From
school before
kinder
London.
through like the fall semester of 4th grade, and then I switched over into the spring semester of
Mhm.
4th grade at London, and when I switched over, that's when they switched to the new building. So I never even
Oh,
had classes in the old building.
dang.
So it was always
The
was
new
brand
era.
new. I was brand new in there, and I knew like one person who came from that private school, and through her I met another friend.
Mm-hmm.
Not super close friends with. I'm acquaintances more with those people now because we all continue to go throughout.
I
School.
know we knew the same people. Like we went to school with the same people from elementary/middle school till graduation.
Till graduation, till high school. Yeah,
it was
because
small.
It was very very small. There was 50 people in our 52
Yeah.
roughly.
No, it was 50. It was exactly
50 people in our graduating class.
And
So
my
you knew
last
everyone.
name starts with a W.
She
So
was the last to walk on
I know
stage.
I walked the stage
Dude,
last.
there's one person in between me and Sydney when we
Yeah.
sat down, and Sydney kept looking over to me, and when you were walking out, she's like, "Should I get up and clap and yell?" And I'm like, "Yes."
She did.
She did. I remember that. I
She
was
was
like,
screaming her head off.
she was like, "Yeah, woo!"
Mhm.
I loved it.
But I went to London in 6th grade. and I
I'd been there
remember,
for a year and a half, I
yeah,
guess
pretty
already.
much. But I knew like a couple girls from church very briefly. So when they found out I was going, they're like, "Oh, we'll introduce you to everyone, yada yada." Morgan was one of those girls, and Sydney. So I met them the first day of school, 6th grade.
This is when it was like the school was starting to slowly grow.
Yeah.
Because after we went, the flood of people from the school that I went to before then came as
True.
well. They all just like flooded in.
Mhm.
And we had like in middle school, it was like a group of friends that were just like, you know, kind of in middle school, everyone was friends with everybody.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of drama.
And then high school hit.
Then high school hit and everyone split up into semi-cliques, even though there's
Man, what a
there's
time.
not a lot. But our high school was really unconventional because when we were in middle school, that's when they started the high school year by year.
Yeah, in 7th grade they started the high school, but they
So we were the
opened
third
up-
graduating class.
yeah, they opened up with freshmen. Then
Yeah.
when we were in 8th grade, they added sophomores, and then
so
so
on
forth.
and so forth. Yeah. And so it's very, very small. Very small. And so when other people like have giant classes, we're like, we had 50 people. So you knew everyone. So it was
There
kind
were
of a
pros
family.
and cons.
It was kind of a family, but it's also like dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
Not everyone's friends with the other. There is drama. You know everybody's
Mhm.
business, basically.
Man, you can't hide.
You cannot hide, honestly. It's like, I loved it and I hated it.
Yeah.
Because there's moments I'm like, you don't get this at a normal school where you know everybody this well. But also, you don't get this at a normal school. You don't need to know everybody this well.
I know.
Like by the end of high school, and what I had always been told is that you find out your true friends and you can count them all on one hand. I never really believed that. So I was like, you have a ton of friends, but true freaking
There
friends.
is so much truth in
I
that.
have 2 true friends.
Here we are. I didn't
high
switch
school.
high schools. I wanted to leave London so bad because I was
I
like, man,
remember
I'm
you
tired
talking
of
about
this.
that.
And then I was like, maybe sophomore year, I was like, you know what? 1, I don't know where I would go. 2, I don't want to leave my best friends, Sydney and Morgan. So that's why I stayed at London.
You stayed in London first, dude.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like it's. There was moments where, of course, you're just like, oh, I cannot stand this anymore. I can't do this. Like, there was for me. I learned when you were doing like college applications, like they want to know your rank and everything like that.
Oh yeah, London like canceled class ranking.
Yeah, there was a point where they did rank us, and some of us were trying to keep track. People started leaving, and then we're like,
I know London was so
somebody
competitive.
Yeah, somebody left, and then we're like, okay, move your number up.
I know.
And then somebody came, and we're like, okay, move it back down.
You know, that was the mentality of
But
London.
but the thing is, it was very, very competitive because there's a lot of smart people that come from there, like very smart. If you look at our class GPA, it's pretty high, most likely.
I had the beginning of senior year before I took pre-cal, like before those grades hit me. I had a 4.0, but I was not in the top 10. So that just goes to show
that shows you
how insane
I had like
London
a 3.9 or 3.8 by the end of it.
Yeah, I ended with a 3.9.
Yeah, so I'm like pretty high up there.
If we went to another school, we would have been ranked.
Exactly,
because
if you had taken some of those people out and you put them into a normal high school, you would have been top 10%. But top 10% is 5 people.
Yeah, that is
true.
So
unless you know you're 100% super duper smart and you get like really good grades, yeah, a lot of us knew we're like, we're not top 10. Like, no.
And I feel like the last person that was ranked didn't have lower than a 3.0.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I don't think, no.
London, which is filled with
no,
smart
I honestly
kids.
don't think they have lower than a 3.5.
I can believe that.
Because it was really, it was kind of easy, but it was also, there was a lot of smart.
Anyway, we met at London.
Yes,
is what
long
we're trying
story
to say. But funny story how we met, which is also crazy.
This goes into kind of what our podcast will partially be about, entertainment.
How we bonded, how I knew that Morgan and I were gonna be friends for a very long time.
Broaden this. This is something that kept us friends.
Yeah, this is
like
this was the cornerstone.
Yeah, it was kind of like
friendship.
the glue that kept us together. But like eventually, when we lost, like, oh yeah, that doesn't really exist anymore. Still worked.
Yeah, we were like, man, I'm stuck with you.
Yeah, it's like,
but
we got to the point.
We cringed so bad.
Yep.
I feel it coming right now, but oh my god, I remember. I think this happened the 2nd or 3rd day of school of 6th grade.
Really? Was it that early?
It was very early on that this conversation happened.
Right.
I mean, I met you the first day.
Right.
Like,
but
I
I'm just trying to remember
you
if
and
that's
Sydney, like, in the gym.
That's when this premiered.
It was like in the first week.
Makes sense. September.
Because I remember
in July.
Yeah, because London started mid-year. Anyway, Nickelodeon, right? We all know
Teen Nick.
Same.
Was it on both? It was
No,
on both. It switched.
It switched. Anyway, Nick was premiering this new show. Like, they had trailers for weeks called.
I don't like to say
I
it.
don't want to say it either. Called House of Anubis.
Does anybody remember that? I swear a lot of people do.
Man, if you know about that, do not talk to us about it, please.
No, I see Instagram posts now, and like on my feed, they're like,
oh my god,
"Man, this show was underrated. Who forgot about this?" And I'm like, to avid fans who watched this show when they were in middle school, we don't talk about it
I am
anymore.
trying to forget, but basically, in 4th and 5th grade, I got really into Greek mythology and Egyptology because I learned about it in class.
Is that why you named your dog that?
Yeah, my dog's name is Isis. Okay, it happened. We got her before all that stuff went down.
Like right before.
like a year before.
But yeah.
Because I thought it was a cool name.
Right, it's an Egyptian goddess.
Then of motherhood, so it was like something cool.
Yeah.
And she's a girl. Anyway, the show was like having trailers. It's a British TV show.
Yeah.
The kids at a boarding school, and there's
Liverpool.
like weird stuff going on. And this American girl shows up at the school, and apparently people were like flipping out over that.
Yeah, they're just like, oh,
Like, in the
filthy
show.
American.
I know, I was
I'm
like,
not
this
a good
is
British
so-
accent person.
Is insane. But I was like, this looks really cool. This looks interesting. I want to watch this. And I think the week after 6th grade started was when this show was gonna like air on Nick. So at some point during the first week, I was at the lunch table, right?
Yes, it should have been, yeah.
I was surrounded by all these gals, and I decided to speak up because I want to make friends. I'm in a brand new school.
Right.
Up until London, I switched schools every 2 years.
Really? I didn't
Yeah,
know
like kindergarten first one school, second
that.
third
Oh,
one school.
okay,
Like
yeah.
so London, that was like the longest. But I was like, hey, is anyone gonna watch House of Anubis? Like, have you guys been seeing the trailers for
Right.
it? And all those girls shot me down real quick. They were like, no, like who would watch?
It looks like a kid
Like,
show.
it looks so
we're 12
nerdy.
years old at
I
this
know.
point.
We were like, no, we were 11.
Oh, that's right.
We were 11.
Yeah, because it was fall.
Yeah, it was summer.
So, technically.
But we were 11. Like they were saying, it looks so nerdy. Like who would watch that show? And I was like, yeah, like
yeah,
who?
try to be cool. Like,
Yeah, because
no.
I wanted to make friends. And then one
was me?
voice arose
Yeah.
from the crowd. I will never
I thought
forget.
it was somebody else.
No. I remember one voice speaks up, and they're like, I kid you not. Are you kidding me right now? Are you guys serious? That show looks amazing. I am so gonna watch that. And I vividly remember sitting there, and I looked at Morgan. I found the voice so instantly. And I vividly remember thinking, oh, I'm gonna be best friends with this girl.
Did you really?
I remember that happening. Cut to 9 years later. 9 years of summer. Every July I had a year.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It was like there's like a few people that ended up actually watching it in
Yeah.
the end, but at first it was just kind of like us, and it was a daily thing at first.
there were new episodes Monday through Thursday. Like,
yeah,
it was intense.
yeah, it was like a soap opera basically.
So every day at school at lunch,
We'd
like,
talk about
what
it.
do you think?
Oh gosh.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Oh gosh. It got to the point where it went 3 seasons and then it had a movie. And by the time it ended, we were ending middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time the movie aired, we were out of middle school, about to go
House
to
of
high school.
Anubis was like our middle school show.
It was, yeah, and
basically.
it was just like something that we talked about daily on a day. that was like my first like fandom, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. Like I got super
We
into
loved it. We wrote to the cast. We
Dude.
wrote letters
Okay,
to the
if
cast and made T-shirts.
I might put this on Instagram because it's literally the best, but like I'm not gonna pull it out. I still have it. I still have I used to tweet at celebrities a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I had a whole door filled. I would print out the tweets that they replied to.
There was a bunch.
And one of the cast members, we sent her a T-shirt with a couple name
It
that we
was a
loved.
T-shirt and a hoodie.
And a hoodie with a couple name on the T-shirt, and then on the hoodie it was Sabuna, which is the Anubis backwards, which is like the group if you know the
Yeah.
show.
If you
and
know, you know.
If you know, you know. And I think
Oh my god.
cringe.
I know.
Yacker, which was the
Inside jokes in the show.
It's a nickname that was given to one of the characters from the couple that we loved, and she posted it on her freaking Twitter, and we about flipped out dying.
Yeah, we were like 13.
Yeah, and so I remember seeing it. I think maybe you saw it and you texted me.
I don't
first.
remember.
I don't remember, but she posted it. She's like, "Thank you, Morgan Siana." I was like,
Like we got
but we wrote to
noticed.
like the rest of the cast, and we got back an autographed picture from one of them that said my name.
I know. He forgot to put
He forgot to put her name.
and he was my favorite.
Yeah, and so I whited out. I made a copy and I whited out my name and wrote her name in Sharpie.
I still have that.
I don't threw mine
But
away.
we also never got those. Like, we wanted her to sign the shirt and the hoodie and
Right.
give the cast.
And have them sign it and send it back.
Never got it back.
I think I also tweeted at her, hey, could you send it back, please? I never got them back. But we both had T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, your profile picture is still on my phone as
I know it is. I see
you and
it.
your freaking Al thing.
We would
with your
have,
shirt
like,
on.
watch parties together.
Oh, yeah. By the end of it, like, we had a huge watch party, and we did, like, a lot
Made
of
a
things.
poster, a
Made
cake.
poster, cakes, different cupcakes, things like that. And
Oh my
we were
God.
really, really into it.
We loved
like,
it. That's how we bonded.
But it became so bad for me. Because you got over it pretty quickly.
Uh-huh.
You moved on to, like, Doctor Who and Sherlock and all the
Yeah.
British other stuff.
My British shows.
The more mature British stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I held on to it, and they started replaying episodes weekly. And it got to the point where her
Mm-hmm.
and some other girl who we were friends with at that point were like, you talk about this daily, which
the bet.
yes, I still talk about a lot of entertainment a lot because it's just like, it interests me.
I remember I teased you for a long time about having the e-news app on your phone.
I still do.
I know you do.
But I get my news from, I love entertainment. I love entertainment news and everything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how it really started. My mom got me started on Dance with the Stars and The
Mhm.
Bachelor. at a
If
young
something
age.
happens in the
That's why.
entertainment world, Morgan's my first call.
I'm their rumor checker.
If I want to know if something's true, I ask Morgan.
Right, yeah, they've always come to me. It's come in handy. But like,
Yeah.
I always love to talk about TV shows and everything because it's like, it's really interesting to me, and it's a different world to like escape
Mhm.
into. It's not a good thing, but it's fun.
But the bet.
But the bet. So
This was 8th grade then.
this is early 8th grade, and Sienna and this other girl, they
Mhm.
bet me that I could not go a week without any mention of the show, and there was like I could have 2 chances I think a day to talk about
it was 2 or 3.
2 or 3 chances a day, and they would keep track. And I didn't have them for all these classes, so
Mhm.
they'd have people to hold me
I
accountable.
know, we like.
But also, I was
told
held
people.
accountable, and so was my mom, apparently.
Yeah, we got your mom involved.
Yeah, my mom got involved.
But each time she talked about House of Anubis, she
$1?
owed us $1.
That
It was
doesn't make-
$1.
By the end of it, doesn't that
No, it was $1.
that just I did
No,
not.
Morgan,
Are
it
you
was $1.
serious? Why did I think it was? It had to be more than that. I could not have.
No,
Okay, so-
Morgan,
Okay,
it was $1.
Okay, okay, that kind of blows my mind now. But it also happened to be the worst week to do it because
Mhm.
the episodes that were airing, I
Like,
distinctly remember.
Intense.
They were like my favorite episodes. They were literally because I was in love with this couple. It was their
Mhm.
build up week.
Mhm.
And so I was like, "Do you remember this?" And I was like, "Okay, I got to mention this." I ended up individually. This is not both of them together. This is individually each of them. I think I owed her $60 and then you like 68. So each time they heard, but I did not mention the 60 times.
Morgan, you
No.
mentioned it so many times.
But I had like 3 times a week.
I came out with so much money.
I literally had to give it to,
After that,
I didn't have a job. I was
well, the
13.
thing is, we would have like I don't know why we kept betting in middle school.
Oh, yeah. The next time we bet was, here's our segue here.
Yeah, segue.
Our next show that we got into,
Our high school show.
our high school show was Teen Wolf.
Because it didn't start when we were in high school. It started in the same year House of Anubis did, 2010.
2011. It did.
Oh,
Year after.
whichever. But by the time we got into it, I remember I like heard about it because I was spending the night at your house. This was the summer after 8th grade, going to freshman year.
Right, yeah.
But I heard about it and it was like 2 a.m. or something. I was like, Morgan, let's watch Teen Wolf. I found it online.
Yeah.
Like on a bootleg website.
No, I was on Netflix at that time.
Oh, I don't remember. But
when we watched everything on bootleg.
yeah, I know.
I still kind of do.
Oh, low key, but then it was like 45-minute episodes. House of Anubis was like 20.
Yeah.
We got halfway through Teen Wolf, and I loved like vampires and werewolf stuff.
And I didn't like supernatural
Yeah.
stuff, even though
I
I
love that stuff.
Supernatural was House of
Mhm.
Anubis.
But I was like falling in love with Teen Wolf like halfway through. It's like this looks so good. Like I want to keep watching because we started in season 1.
Yeah, and I was skeptical. I was like,
We stopped halfway. Morgan was like,
I
I'm
think-
done.
I think I watched. Honestly, I always try to remember if I watched the internship before or after.
No, it was after.
It was after.
Yeah, because
Okay,
then you're
yeah.
like, oh my god, Donna Ryan.
Right. Yeah. Because the
But-
internship came out around that time.
So then I go home like the next day and I finish watching it and I watch like 5 episodes and I'm like texting Morgan, you have to give this another shot. Like
Yeah.
this is insane.
Because with TV shows, it takes a while for me to get into them.
Mhm.
Sometimes if the pilot doesn't hook me in, it took me 3 tries to get into Vampire Diaries
Mhm.
eventually, but I think I gave it another try, and I beat her past it real
she
quick.
caught up past me on
Because the
episodes.
first 2 seasons are 12 episodes.
Yeah,
And then
like that.
the first part of the third season
3A.
was 12 as well. That's up to the point that had been aired.
Was it 12 or 24?
3 in general was 24,
No,
but
I mean
split
season
into
1 and
parts.
2.
No, there were 12 each.
Really?
Yeah.
But then by the time like we were caught up, it was like a couple weeks away from
the 3B.
3B. Season
Which
3B.
I will forever. I think it was the perfect time for us to start watching because that was the best season of any television show I think I've ever watched.
I can vouch for that.
Because
it was phenomenal.
It was like
it had everything.
Like if it was bad, if we got caught up and we got into like 4, 5,
if we started watching at 4,
if we started watching at 4, I'd been
4
out.
was the worst season.
I'd have been out so quickly.
But 3B
is what we started. So if nobody knows about Teen Wolf, it's
a remake of an 80s movie though.
Right, but loosely.
Yeah.
Very loosely. Tyler Posey plays the lead werewolf Scott McCall with his Dylan O'Brien sidekick Stiles Slidsky.
Love him.
Love stories and different supernatural creatures dying and
there's death.
There's archers. There's werewolf hunters. It's mostly focused on werewolves. It doesn't go into any other monsters besides like the villains. And the season that was 3B was Dylan O'Brien is Stiles, the comic relief, the
best
Goofy,
friend.
the best friend.
He's the human.
He's the only human basically out of the entire show at that point.
Everyone else has something going on.
Kind of. Allison was kind of human,
somewhat,
but she was Hunter. So he's like the goofy, lovable character, and all of a sudden you have him turn into a version of the villain because it's a different version of him, but it's not really him as Stiles, and it's what we called Void Stiles. Basically, it's Nagitsune, and it was, I think, the moment the world fell in love with Dylan O'Brien,
like his acting. On point. And now he's like in all these movies.
Right.
Maze Runner, Deepwater Horizon, Internship,
American Assassin.
I can't think of anything else, but he's blowing up now.
But yeah, and so like that's when you saw like really good acting.
Such an amazing season.
It was like the first 2 seasons were, and the first 3.5 seasons, I guess, were really good. They were really good. I mean, you had an amazing love story with Scott and Allison, and that ended. So you kind of had to focus on something else, and you focus more on. They brought in a lot of new characters, and that's what season 3 was a lot of new characters. But what made it kind of bad was by the end of it, they had 4 people gone.
I know that, but Teen Wolf is a high school show,
right?
And basically, we watch shows together, and then we like talk about it.
Yeah, we would.
For college, now it's like. We recommend shows, and then we talk about. Oh, I'll start watching.
Like if we've seen it before, but like there's shows that like I've watched more. I feel like I've watched more shows than you.
Yes, you have.
I have. I've watched like 30 different shows.
Yes.
But you have like a certain genre of shows. You used to watch a lot more of the Marvel Universe kind of shows.
Oh my gosh,
Arrow got canceled, by the way.
Okay, after season 8, first of all, but I'm like really behind on those right now.
But yeah, so she was kind of like into those, and I'm not into like superhero stuff in general, but like I would watch about 10 shows a 6 to 10 shows a year, and like one of them being One Tree Hill, which was also kind of like a high school show for me because I watched it. I started in high school. I started a lot of the shows. I think I look back, and a lot of the shows that I started my freshman year are some of my favorite shows. 2014 was the year that I started my favorite shows.
True,
but I talk so much about One Tree Hill that you basically know everything that happens.
Yeah, I don't even need to watch it.
No, so I'm just like, there you go. You don't. You have to watch 9 seasons of a show, but please do. But yeah, we would recommend shows to each other. I think we both watched Gilmore Girls, but you did not watch the last season.
I hated the last season. I stopped after the first.
I told her not to because it's not written by the same people.
I didn't even see the thing Netflix did.
That was actually good because that's the way it was supposed to end, but it didn't have the same feeling.
But then there's a cliffhanger. Like I know how that ends
because that's how it was originally supposed to end, but it doesn't have the same like volume as it would have when she was 21 rather than 32.
Yeah.
So, but things like Gilmore Girls, and then I started getting into Vampire Diaries.
And then I got into it,
and then She continued on
Which-
with the originals.
Yes, the originals. Oh my gosh.
But it took me a while to get into the originals because I wasn't a big
Loved
fan of the original
originals.
characters. I eventually fell in love with the original characters.
Originals is better than Vampire Diaries, straight up. I will debate about you on this one day.
I beg to differ,
but it was like the Vampire Diaries made a spin-off called The Originals.
and the originals then spinned off to Legacies,
so
which
it's
is
a
currently on.
spin-off of a spin-off.
Yeah, it's kind of like a continuation. They're all really good.
Yeah.
Really
I still
well.
haven't seen Legacies, but I'm
Legacy's
gonna wait till
real
the
good.
season's like on Netflix.
But yeah,
So to sum it all up,
yeah, we recommend all these shows to each other, and sometimes we're like, oh, that's not our show, or sometimes we're like, yeah, okay. we'll try.
entertainment's like a bonding thing. for
Yeah,
us.
it's just like we'll watch all these shows. We're like, okay, and
Mhm.
even movies sometimes or something like
Which-
that.
and it explains why now we want to make a podcast talking about entertainment
Yeah, I mean,
as one of the topics. Anyway,
yeah, because it's something that we'll like debate over, like you were just talking
Yeah.
about, like Vampire Diaries. Like literally, when she came over, she saw that I was rewatching Vampire Diaries, and she's
Mhm.
like, "Wait, where are you at?" And we started talking about
Mhm.
it for like 5-10 minutes or something like that.
so
yeah,
entertainment's one of the topics, and we'll talk about life.
yes, we'll talk
like,
about different life things we've been through, and
Yeah.
some pretty hard stuff. You know, that's life.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Talking about life.
in some moments. You look uncomfortable when I said hard stuff because Sienna doesn't talk a lot about emotions.
we
She's
keep
not the
it-
kind of person.
If you, I was choked on air just now. If you take the Enneagram test, I'm type 8.
So which I don't know a lot about that, but I
Well,
know.
you took it. Do you remember?
I took it, but I don't remember. I was like a 4, and then I ended up being a 1 again,
I
and
don't
then I
know.
was a 6.
Oh my gosh.
I'm all over the place. 1 was a perfectionist, and then
Yeah.
4 was like independent.
I don't remember. I think
Me. So
I don't know the differences in them. I just know a lot about mine. I'm type 8 wing 9.
which
so
is that.
type 8's the challenger, and 8 wing 7s are pretty like rude, but 8 wing 9s are like way more reserved and chill like me.
Yeah.
Like I'll think stuff, but I
This is-
won't say it.
Stuff like that makes me like, I'm like, how are we friends?
But type
Because-
8s don't talk about emotions.
Right, but like I'm like, how are we friends? Because I'm like super emotional. I
Yeah.
am super emotional.
I think it's a good balance with us.
Yeah, I mean, like she's not, but I am. It's like, you know, some people are like, I want that real like emotional friend that'll like be vulnerable and everything like with you. I'm like, yeah. Sometimes you don't need that.
Like it's not me.
Like I'm like I go to a therapist for that.
Uh-huh.
You know, friends, sure, sometimes.
But
Because there have been moments where like I've talked to you and I've
Yeah.
talked to Cindy and everything like that, about things going on in life. You know,
Mhm.
and
Giving those updates.
yeah, basically, and like, not to go into detail because I probably won't. for
Not
one.
yet. This is the first episode.
Yeah, but not even there won't be a topic on this really.
Mhm.
A couple months ago when I talked to them about something going on in my life, like it was rough
Man.
and like I was breaking down crying and like I didn't expect them to like cry about it or like
Mhm.
kind of like really super comfort me because I was like, yeah, they're my friends, of course, and of
Mhm.
what I was going through, but you're not going to be like, oh, just like, you know.
I know. Like no, when you started crying, I didn't know what to do. Like straight
That's
up.
the thing. I kind of looked over to you. I'm like, you don't know what to do right
I was
now,
like, what do
but that's
I?
okay.
Because I don't really cry. But
Right.
anyway.
Right, because like you're not that super emotional. I'm
Yeah.
a super emotional person. You will learn. I probably will cry on this podcast at some point in time.
And then I'll just be sitting here
She's
not
gonna
knowing
sit there
what
so
to do.
awkwardly. She's like, you don't like to be touched a lot either, like hug and
Nah.
affection.
I will. I mean, like it's different with you,
Right.
but I pick and choose. But yeah, so we'll talk about our lives.
Talk about life and different things.
entertainment, and then true crime.
True
like
crime
I'm a
stories.
big conspiracy theorist. I love a
Shane
good
Dawson, where you at? We're
conspiracy
taking your
theory.
brand.
I love conspiracy theories. I live and breathe for them. I go on YouTube, watch BuzzFeed Unsolved all the time.
BuzzFeed Unsolved's coming back.
I know, I saw that.
Excited.
I know, later this month.
True crime.
But listening to like crime cases and
Right.
solved, unsolved.
Did you grow up listening to a lot of those?
No, but I've always been interested.
Because like I grew up watching like Dateline, doing Nancy Drew games, and like all that kind of stuff. 48 Hours. I got really interested in true
Okay,
crime
well,
early on.
absolutely loved the Bourne movies as a kid.
I never saw those.
What?
No. I'm not that big a fan of Matt Damon anyway, so.
Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna write that topic down for another episode.
The
Why
Bourne?
you hate Matt Damon?
I don't like Tom Hanks. I don't like Matt Damon. There's a lot of people, actors I don't like. Yes, I don't like Tom Hanks.
yeah.
I don't care if he's the freaking nicest
Oh my
person in the world.
gosh. I loved the Bourne movies, so I was like really into action movies. I love war movies. I also grew up watching like 9/11 stuff, like the conspiracies.
Yeah.
And
Those
then
scare me.
JFK movies,
Jay,
which
that will be a topic
Yeah.
coming up soon.
because every few episodes, whenever we feel like it, we'll have either a conspiracy theory
Or a true
or
crime.
like
Like-
an unsolved
Unsolved
case.
mysteries, something like that.
And one of them,
Is JFK.
JFK,
The infamous JFK.
the biggest conspiracy ever.
Right.
Definitely one of.
It's something that's always interested us for a while. We'll
Yes.
get into that in
yes,
that
we have
episode.
two. We have 2 episodes.
Two
for
episodes because there's a lot of information.
That. Part 1 will cover the assassination. Part 2 is the conspiracy theories.
Right,
So
and there's
get ready for that.
well-known ones, and we'll cover them. But yeah, so like, I guess I've always been into like true crime. My mom got me into like Lifetime movies, which are stupid.
I don't like those.
But like I did Dateline. I would watch Dateline and all that kind of stuff. My mom would have like, I remember the first like actual case that I ever saw.
Mhm.
Like my mom would have on like Nancy Grace. Do you know who that is?
yes.
Like she would have that on like all the time. HLN.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember distinctly she followed the Casey Anthony case. If anybody knows what that case is,
Yeah.
that's a really, really dark
Mhm.
case, and it's a really sad story. But it's like one of the first ones I remember actually following and remember listening to the verdict. Like my parents remember watching OJ and everything like that. That was huge. I remember listening to Casey Anthony
Mhm.
and everything like that. So just things like that.
I read
really love.
mystery books a bunch where it would like talk about solving
Same,
cases.
like just like
the
Pretty
Mary
Little
Kate and
Liars.
Ashley books.
but like I started reading Pretty Little Liars and that kind
Yeah.
of got me into it as well. The Perfectionist.
But then, The Perfectionist. But then as
You
I
read
got
those?
older, I was like, let me go on YouTube, let me look up unsolved cases, let me watch
Right.
documentaries about this stuff.
Yeah, I kind of fell out of it in high school, but then I
Yeah.
started getting back into it.
I started getting back into recently too.
But yeah, so like true crime, things like that.
Talking about that stuff.
Talk about different ones. We'll come up with different cases. Some are well known, some might
Mhm.
not be.
Yeah, some will go on like Wikipedia and
Yeah.
like, just go deep into Wikipedia,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
stay tuned for those.
Stay
and then
tuned.
what are we talking about in our next episode, Morgan?
Our next episode, which we have up at the same time as this one, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Something we also have bonded over.
Yes.
Cheesy little rom-coms. To all the rom-coms.
To all the rom-coms I've watched before.
Yep. Because, you know, a good rom-com.
There's a common theme.
There's a very common theme, and it's kind of what everyone likes, but it might not be realistic. But that's
Low-key the best.
That's the point. It might
Yeah.
not be like the best situation to be in.
There's just so many movies with
That's
the
why- that's
exact
what I
same
like.
storyline. But
Yeah.
we're going to be talking about rom-coms.
Rom-coms, some good old rom-coms.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you. I
To
guess
our
this concludes
First
it.
episode.
However, one thing we do want to have on this podcast, and each episode where we give you guys a song recommendation,
Yes.
because entertainment,
Hello.
and we love music.
And they could be new songs. They could be old songs.
They can be anything. And
My,
I guess if we can't think of a song, then
Right.
like a movie. But
if there's a good movie out, Oscar season's over, so I don't really have any recommendations.
all right, what is your song, Morgan?
So mine is more new, and I think a lot of people already know this. If you
Yes.
don't, it's like giant. It's news of the week.
yeah,
The Jonas Brothers' new song "Sucker" is amazing.
phenomenal.
I've been listening to like Jonas Brothers all over again.
The Jonas Brothers, for crying out loud.
They're back. I mean, I'm honestly saving up
news I've
money
heard.
to go to the concert.
Right? Yes, we're going, Morgan.
We're all going together.
We're going.
We're going together.
We're going.
Sydney, listen.
Listen
we're
up,
going.
Sydney. You're coming with
We're,
us.
we're all going. This is a fact.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing a red dress and I'm wearing.
Oh my
high
god. There's so many girls like
heels. You're just gonna see a sea of red at the concert.
high heels,
High heels,
red dress,
red dress.
all by yourself. Gotta
Catch my breath. Yeah. So I love their new song. It's really good. I'm excited for
Yeah,
different
it's good.
music. Hopefully, at some point, I honestly want to hear Kevin sing. See what he sounds
Yeah,
like.
well, okay, do you remember either Jonas or Jonas LA? He fell in
Jonas.
love. Jonas.
Girl in Scandinavia. I looked it up.
Scandinavia,
I looked it up.
yes.
I looked it up because I was like, is there a song that Kevin sings in?
I, will never forget that. It was so
Jonas was.
iconic.
If you don't remember Jonas,
like, he
the
can
show,
sing.
yeah, they just don't use them because the rest of
know.
them can't sing really super good. But they need to use them. I want to hear a love song to his wife.
Oh my gosh. But when he sang that, I was like, I kept rewinding it because I was so shook.
Yeah,
But, so that's your song.
that's my song because there's a little history of the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard about their reunion or if you don't even
Yeah.
know who they are.
We will have a boy band episode.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. Love boy bands.
Speaking of boy bands, your semi-boy band song?
No.
Oh, no. You changed it.
I
Never
changed
mind.
it. But Okay, this is probably my favorite band, Lainey. All caps LANY. Lainey.
Woo! I don't know anything.
I will not use it in a sentence, but the song is called Thick and Thin. They're like pretty alternative, and that's like my favorite genre. But I love them. It's like 3 guys, just 1 singer, drummer, and a guitarist.
So band.
Yeah. Well,
Not a boy
I was
band.
about to like talk about like all the drama with them, cause the lead singer dated Dua Lipa,
Oh, that's right.
and I don't like her because she broke his heart. But
She dated somebody else now, I think.
but the song is Thick and Thin. I really like it. Great bop. So go give it a listen.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, we also will be posting like screenshots of these songs so you guys can.
Yep. We'll put some memories we might
Mm-hmm.
put up here. We might put that tweet up there that we talked about.
Yeah, we may put some House of Anuva stuff
Yeah, I mean,
in the
we're gonna have to.
archives.
Some archive stuff. I have archive stuff on.
Go follow us. Our main accounts as well are in the description.
Right. So if
hit
you
us
wanna
up on
follow us.
there.
If you want to follow us on there.
Big things are coming to our Untitled podcast.
Thank you for listening, everyone. If you have stayed this far, you are
Thank
a
you.
true friend and a true fan.
Yes. I'm excited for where this is going. This is just fun to do. Also,
Yeah.
like, since we're into media, learning a new form of media,
Which has been
it's
really
just-
stressful,
yeah.
but you know,
interesting. So
yeah.
stay tuned. Rom-coms in next
Episode.
Yeah, the next episode.
We're literally recording it right after this. So
Yeah.
to you, it's
I believe they will be posted together.
They
so
should be, yes.
just go straight to the next episode. Press play.
yeah. These will be on. These episodes will be on different platforms once we figure that out.
Yes.
For sure on YouTube.
Yes.
So and possibly on Spotify and
Mhm.
or iTunes eventually.
And all those links will be on our Instagram
All
when they are
links.
uploaded.
Everything.
We
So
will have updates, and it's gonna be fun.
thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Go watch
listen
the
to
next
those songs.
episode
Listen to our songs.
and go watch the next episode. Bye.